What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrub here, back again with another video. Hope the days that you are having are going fantastic. But if you are having a good day, if you could do me a favor and press the like button, it helps out the channel a ton. And if you don't press the like button, then no joke, no scam. Your iPhone will be hacked by the Saudi Arabian government, and then your phone will begin fracking for oil underneath your house. Yeah, that's right, guys, so press the like button. On a real note, though, today I had one of the weirdest stories that I've ever had told to me. I was at a friend's house, and he still lives at home, and we were just, like, playing Xbox, chilling on the couch, hanging out, and his little brother gets home from school, and his mom is right behind him, and he's like, go ahead, tell your brother and Ryan what you got in trouble for today at school. And he looks at me, and he looks at the floor, and this kid is probably, like, a freshman in high school, maybe 8th grade freshman in high school, I'm not really sure, somewhere around there. And he goes, I got in trouble because we helped a kid steal his ex-girlfriend's dog. And I'm like, wait, you guys did what? You helped a kid steal his girlfriend's dog? Yeah, well, basically, we didn't know he was gonna steal the dog, but we were gonna help him because we owed him one, and then he stole the dog, and we got in trouble for it. And I'm like, hold up. You did the 911 run and done, stealing everything on a dog that you didn't know you were gonna steal? He's like, yeah. And I immediately knew that I needed the story, so I was like, hey man, what's the sitch, what's the scoop, Kim Possible, call me, beat me, if you want to reach me type beat. And he said, yeah, sit down, I'll let you know. So we're gonna take a look at the most significant heist of all time, Sly Cooper levels of thievery with a stolen dog that ended in disaster. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. Oh, but if you really like the channel and you want to support it, you should get the No Joke, No Scam merch link in the description below. Okay, let's get into the video. Anyways, so I guess that my brother's friend has some stuff that he does at school that needs to be covered up. And they have a friend that, well, not a friend, someone that they know that happens to be a hall monitor. And he's kind of a weird kid, but he always gets them hall passes. He always gets them the ability to, you know, get out of trouble. Like, he kind of has ways of letting them out of class to go do things that they need to do. So they're obviously nice to the guy because he's nice to them. The only problem is, the kid's a little bit weird, alright? Anyone who's like, I want to be a hall monitor probably is a little bit weird and likes rules too much, but whatever, as long as it gets the job done, no big deal. So, one day they're going about their business and they're like, alright, we need to get out of class so we can go get this done. So, the hall monitor, they walk out, one of them gets a hall pass and goes to the hall monitor and says, hey, can you get us some passes so we can leave class? And the hall monitor, you know what he does? You know what this man does? He says, you know, man, I'm just having a really rough day. I don't really have the energy to lie right now. But if you help me go say goodbye to my ex-girlfriend's dog, I'll give you this entire stack of hall passes. And keep in mind that this stack of hall passes is basically enough for them to go the entire year without ever having to ask to get out of class again, which is a huge benefit, you know? Like, when you're trying to get up to no good in school, the most annoying thing is teachers being like, hey, why aren't you where you're supposed to be? But if you have a stack of hall passes, then you're golden forever. So, it's a no-brainer, dude. We just have to let you, you know, say goodbye to your girlfriend's dog. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. We'll just, like, go. So he says, okay, let's go get everyone. So, they get everybody out of class with the hall monitor, which is, it's so weird that they have like a corrupt hall monitor at this school. This sounds like a mafia story. So the cop let us smuggle stuff over the bridge. There's like a hall monitor taking bribes. And he says, all right, my ex-girlfriend lived across the street. And he tells him this sad story about how basically him and his ex had been dating for 3 years, and she had gotten this dog when it was a puppy, and he had watched it every weekend, and he had like taken care of it when they were on vacations, and he would see the puppy every weekend because they would hang out all the time. And I guess he was super close with the dog, and he just wanted to say goodbye. And everyone's like, all right, you know, I love my dog, I can get it, okay, but we'll just get you into your ex-girlfriend's backyard. You can say goodbye to the dog, and then we're good. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, right? No problem at all. None. So they get across the street. To his ex-girlfriend's house, and he's like, all right, guys, I'll be right back. So this group is standing on like the side of the house while he goes in the backyard. And about 15 seconds later, he comes running back around the corner with the dog in his hands and says, run, run, run. And they start taking off, and they hear footsteps and, get back here with the dog. But it sounds like an older man, bro. So they start running, and they get around the corner, and they're like, what did you do? He goes, I have the dog. Like, why did you take the dog? He's like, I was saying goodbye, but I didn't want to say goodbye, so I started crying, and then her grandpa, who I didn't know was home, heard me crying while I was saying goodbye to the dog, but I wasn't ready to stop saying goodbye, and he was yelling at me, telling me to get out, and so I just grabbed the dog and I ran. And they're like, what do you mean you stole the dog and you ran? Like, you stole the dog and you booked it? He's like, yeah, I wasn't done saying goodbye. And they're like, well, it doesn't matter if you're done saying goodbye, because now her grandpa, who probably knows who you are if you live with them, just saw you run out with the dog, dude. Run out with the dog in the middle of the day. What do you think? Like, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? And he's like, I don't know, but you guys need to help me. And they're like, no, we're not gonna help you now. We're done. Our work here is done, dude. We got you across the street. We got you to the dog. You're the idiot that stole it. Give us the hall passes. We're done. And he's like, no, I'm not giving you the hall passes unless you help me with the dog. And keep in mind, you're across the street and you just, basically help me steal the dog. So if I go down, I'll take you guys down with me. I'm a snitch. I'm a fed. I ain't even afraid, bro. I'm not afraid to snitch on all of you. We're all going down for stealing this dog if I go down for stealing the dog, and you're not getting the hall passes. So he blackmails my my friend's little brother and his friends into being like, okay, fine, whatever. We'll help you. We'll help you get the dog back in the house. Like, what's the best way to do it? If we get the dog back in the house, the grandpa will be like, oh, he came and stole the dog. And then they'll be like, you stole the dog? And the dog will be home and he'll look like a crazy person, right? And he's like, yeah, okay, that works. He said, how old's our grandpa? And he's like 86. Perfect. That's old enough to blame for, forgetting, like, maybe thinking that somebody took the dog, but nobody took the dog. I don't know. What do 86-year-olds do? I'm not 86. I have no idea. But for whatever reason, they convince themselves that this is going to work because everyone who turns 86 apparently just imagines your granddaughter's ex-boyfriend stealing your dog. That's just a common, dream of old people for whatever reason in this world. So anyways, they go and they sneak back around to the house and they can hear the grandpa yelling in his room about how that kid was in here trying to steal the dog. So they open the side gate and obviously the grandpa hears it. He goes, oh my God, they're in the backyard. So they put the dog in the backyard, they slam the gate, and they take off running. And by the time the grandpa gets around the corner, they're gone. They're running back to the school. They're like, so they get back, right? And so they all go back to class and they're like, oh, thank God, we're good. Everything's good, no big deal. And so for the next 2 hours of school, they're like, all right, we got our hall passes. They get the hall passes from the kid. We're good. We're done. It's over. There's no way that anything happens. Now, we put the dog back. The kid isn't going to get in trouble. And if he does, he won't snitch on us because we helped him put the dog back. That was the deal. The only problem is when a kid is saying that he's willing to snitch on you to get what he wants, it means if he does get in trouble at all, he's probably going to sing like a canary because, his ex-girlfriend's house, this moron forgot to mention when he was like, I need help getting to the house, right? There's security cameras on the house. So the entire thing is on security camera. So obviously the parents are pissed because their 86-year-old dad has to chase around these kids that wanted to say goodbye to the dog. So they call the school. So the school calls the hall monitor kid up and, they're like, what did you do? So he cracks under pressure instantly. And obviously the security footage shows the rest of them. And they're like, who are these boys? So he tells them, and so they all get called up to the office, and all of them, are usually in trouble. So the office pretty much believed it the second they heard the names. They were like, yep, those are the type of kids that you would talk to in the case of trying to get away with grand theft puppy. And this kid and his friends, they're pretty close, and I'm pretty close with them, and the guy whose house I was at is a pretty close friend of mine. So his little brother I've known since he was in 4th grade, right? And he's always been hanging out with us whenever we're over there, and our strict code is you get your story together and you shut up and you stick to your story, and they've got nothing. So him and his friends get their story together, and they're getting questioned and they're sticking to their story and they're getting interrogated. They're like, we have security footage of you boys doing this, and they're just sticking to their story in the face of security footage with them in it. They're still lying. And so we're trying to tell him after the fact now, when he's telling us this, listen, man, sticking to your story doesn't work if they have a videotape of you doing the crime. I very much appreciate your thoughts of we can't get in trouble if none of us snitch, Hey, if none of us snitch, then it's impossible for us to get in trouble. But if they have video evidence of you breaking the rules and doing what you're getting accused of, then you change your tune, okay? This is when you apologize and you try to get out of as much trouble as humanly possible by acting like you're a really good kid, all right? This is not the right time. So whatever. They're denying it in the security camera footage. And so they're like, well, we could arrest you guys. And my friend's little brother's like, well, no, you couldn't, because we never went in your house. We literally stood on the side yard while that kid broke into the house and touched the dog and put the dog back. We had nothing to do with it. We never went in your, we did not go in your backyard. We didn't go in your house. That didn't happen. So whatever. They're like, okay, well, you know, you guys are going to be in serious trouble for this. Obviously, he's going to lose his hall monitor spot. And so they're like, oh, dang it. That sucks. Now we can't get up to no good. Oh, no. Our days of getting in trouble are over because he's not going to be a hall monitor anymore because he left class to go steal his ex-girlfriend's dog during a school day. What a tragic event. So they basically don't really get in trouble. They get 3 days of in-school suspension, which is trouble, but like that's the least trouble ever. You still go to school. You just sit in one classroom all day. It's boring, but in the grand scheme of things, not that bad because all they could really get them in trouble for was leaving the school grounds. Like they really didn't do anything except stand there, you know? So obviously his mom is pissed that he got in-school suspension and did that, but he's kind of like, I made out easy. I get in-school suspension for 3 days, and I have a story about how a kid literally made me be an accomplice to him stealing his girlfriend's dog when he lied to us about what we were doing there. And my one question is, for the hall monitor guy, what were you even thinking, dude? Like, let's say you stole the dog, and you were like, I'm gonna keep it. The grandpas saw you. They would go to your house and see the dog. Not to mention, you would have to get the dog back to school and take care of it all day. Like, this plan was never going to work. I don't understand why he grabbed the dog. That just makes the least amount of sense of what you could possibly do in that scenario. All right, man, I want to steal my ex-girlfriend's dog. So I'm going to take it to school and then make sure that someone sees me and they have security cameras. Like, you didn't know that it's just dumb. Regardless, moral of the story is if you're going to get in trouble, at least make sure that somebody else does everything really bad so you only get in-school suspension for 3 days. That's a joke, YouTube. Please don't age restrict my video. Don't steal people's dogs in general. That's my actual life advice. And also, don't get anyone pregnant, and if you do, make sure they're hot. This has been Scrubby. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please be sure to press the like button. Let me know in the comment section down below what you thought. If you've made it this far into the video, if you could go ahead and comment the word Rodrigo down below, I would greatly appreciate it. And if you're new, turn on notifications because I give somebody a notification shout out every single day if you send proof to my Instagram @Scrubby. So yeah, today, Gackley, big thank you for having on notifications. I do really appreciate it. As I said, send proof to my Instagram @Scrubby and shout somebody out. And yeah, have a beautiful day. Don't get anyone pregnant if you do, make sure they're hot. And I'll see you guys next time with another video. I'm out. Peace.